Guys, what's up? Yes, I am driving, but I'm at a red light and I'm bored, and I wanted to get this out real quick. A couple days ago, I was talking to someone who said that Bulgarian split squats are a shit tier exercise. Now, keep in mind this person's been training. Oh, gotta go. Keep in mind this person's been training only 4 to 6 months, right? So probably has a little bit more time under their belt before they could start claiming exercises as high tier, low tier, god tier, shit tier. But more importantly, anytime I hear someone say something like this, like Bulgarian split squats is a shit tier exercise, I immediately think one of three things. Either one, that person isn't strong enough to do Bulgarian split squats yet. Two, that person doesn't have good enough balance to do Bulgarian split squats yet, aka their stabilizing muscles are not strong enough or well developed enough, or they're just not coordinated enough. Or three, they just don't really know how to set up Bulgarian split squats to be a beneficial exercise for them. So I guess what I want to sum up here is, one, I'm biased. I like Bulgarian split squats. Ever since my labral tears and FAI and glass hip injuries, and being told by a bunch of surgeons I needed double hip surgery when I was 27 years old, which I avoided, by the way, thanks to things like Bulgarian split squats. So understand, I am biased. I like split squats. They've allowed me to have some form of squat pattern to replace all the barbell back squatting and front squatting that I used to do back in my 20s. When I was doing Smolov and all that other fun stuff that probably wasn't the smartest thing in the world looking back on. So I understand I'm biased, but generally speaking, you'd be hard pressed to come by any coach, bodybuilder, most lifters in general who have been around the block for a little bit, who want bigger, stronger lower body muscles, would say that the Bulgarian split squat is a great exercise. It's great for adding slabs of meat, prime meat, to your quads, and it's great for adding slabs of prime meat to your glutes. You can adjust split squats in a way that makes it decent for the hamstrings, but really at that point you're doing more of a Bulgarian RDL or something totally different. But overall, Bulgarian split squats are a great exercise, assuming you can do them correctly and powerfully. And if you can't, there's other exercises, obviously, that work just fine. I don't think you have to do Bulgarian split squats, especially if you're doing some form of squat and deadlift that works for you. I do think unilateral exercises are very beneficial, and they can be very important, particularly in the athletic population or any population where there may be some dysfunction. Or for someone who's just maybe a hard gainer, if you're having a hard time growing your glutes or quads, but adding in some Bulgarian split squats may be a smart move to try out. But I have kind of a single leg matrix when it comes to things like Bulgarian split squats. I don't have any clients just start out doing Bulgarian split squats. Everyone does step-ups first, at least the first day, so we can see, hey, can you do step-ups? Some people, it's a joke for them. So we advance with step-ups using higher box and heavier weights. Then we get into things like reverse lunges, alternating reverse lunges. And then we get into things like walking lunges. These are all great exercises, by the way, and you can do them alongside or in place of Bulgarian split squats. But I don't have someone do Bulgarian split squats until they've shown competency with step-ups and lunge variations. So you don't need to do them, but they are great exercise. They're not a shit tier exercise. You probably just aren't at a level where you can do them yet if you think that. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, get that off. I don't know what you guys think. I imagine most of you think Bulgarian split squats are a good exercise. Maybe you don't want to do them or don't like doing them because they are very hard, but if you do them and you push yourself hard on them, you can build a lot of muscle, and they also help. I mean, I've had a lot of people do Bulgarian split squats, and myself too. I've gone months without doing any conventional deadlifts, but I've done a lot of Bulgarian split squats during those months. I come back to conventional deadlifts and it's like I just come back strong, strong right where I left off with my strength at the end of the last block when I was deadlifting, or very close to, and I get back to that heavier weight more quickly, which could be for any number of reasons. But Bulgarian split squats seem to really be beneficial. They also have been very beneficial for my hip pain management, and just giving me an exercise that I can push my lower body on now that I don't do barbell squats. And to wrap up, finally, there are very few bad exercises, right? Just like there's very few bad pieces of equipment. You make the best out of what exercises you select to do and what exercise equipment you have available or that you decide to use, right? I don't care if it's barbells, dumbbells, machines, kettlebells, cables, whatever. If you only have access to kettlebells, for example, you make the most out of those kettlebells, and it can be a perfectly fine piece of equipment for hypertrophy and even strength. Obviously, barbells and machines are a little bit better, maybe a little more versatile for especially strength, probably hypertrophy as well. But same could be said, if you only have barbells, or if you just really enjoy lifting barbells, then make the most out of the barbell to build as much muscle as possible. Is a barbell bench press as optimal as maybe a hammer strength bench press, plate loaded bench press? Probably not. I mean, I don't have access to many hammer strength plate loaded bench presses anymore, but when I do, I like to use it because it feels amazing, and it's probably extremely optimal. I know the exercise science world currently loves machines like hammer strength. They've got that concaving, arcing range of motion, really inefficient, which means it's very efficient for muscle building. But that doesn't mean you can't build a lot of muscle with barbell bench press, and a lot of people have built a lot of muscle with barbell bench press, just like a lot of people have built a lot of muscle with dumbbell bench presses. So doesn't matter what equipment you use, doesn't matter what exercises you use. What matters is the effort you give on the exercises and with the pieces of equipment you choose to use. And if you make that piece of equipment, you make your exercise selections work for you by doing the work, then everything just about can be a great exercise. I'll just end with a few, I don't think renegade rows or like burpees are an ideal muscle building exercise. But if you really like doing them, burpees can be just fine for conditioning purposes. And just like if you like pain, burpees can be great. Renegade rows I really don't like. I don't see much point in doing them. However, I've seen a lot of people really commit to renegade rows, and they love it, and they build some muscle, and you know what, it can be a pretty good exercise, I guess. It's not for me. I would much rather do bend over row or single arm row variation or a cable row or even a machine row variation over renegade rows. But my point is, even exercises that may be biomechanically pretty silly looking can be great if you make them great with your effort, your intensity, your consistency, all that stuff. So big rant, just want to get it out there. What do you think? I think Bulgarian split squats are a great exercise for those who do them and commit to them, but I by no means think that you have to do them if you have other squat variations in there or lunge variations in your program. All right, that's all I've got, and I'll get off my phone.